Hello and welcome to this video on order of operations, also known as BIDMAS or BODMAS. So what do I mean by the order of operations? I mean the order in which calculations, usually containing some of the four operations, add, subtract, times or divide, the order in which those calculations must be done. So what does BIDMAS or BODMAS stand for? They both mean exactly the same thing, it's just that the I and the O are sometimes referred to as different things. So what are they? Let's have a look. So the B stands for brackets, the I stands for indices, sometimes referred to as O for order, the D is for division, the M is for multiplication, the A is for addition, and the S is for subtraction. So I will talk a little bit more in detail about what indices and order mean, but if you can get this acronym in your head, that means what these words begin with, the BIDMAS, BIDMAS, if you can get that acronym into your memories, then you will hopefully be able to perform operations in the right order. So it means that we do the brackets first. We sort out any brackets. If there are any brackets in a calculation, we sort those out first. Then we sort any indices out, and I will, as I say, talk about what they are in a moment. Now, division and multiplication are next. However, it's really important that we understand that these are actually equal priority, okay? So if you've got a division and a multiplication in a calculation, it is not that the division is more important than the multiplication, that they are equal priority, okay? So you're just going to be reading that number sentence from left to right like you were a book. It doesn't matter which way round they are. I will explain this a bit more in detail as we go through the examples, so don't worry if you're not quite sure what this means yet. Same with addition and subtraction. They are equal priority, so it's not that addition is more important than subtraction. They are both the fourth thing that we would do. So as I say, this will hopefully become more clear in a moment. So let's look at some examples. Example number one, I've just got the order of things down here to remind us of what they are. Okay, it says work out 4 plus 5 multiplied by 2. So BIDMAS tells me that I've got to sort out any brackets first. I don't have any brackets here. Do I have any indices? Well, indices are these things such as for squared here, it's the power here or the order. Or if there's a square root in there. Well, there aren't any of those in here. Now remember, division and multiplication are equal priority. There's no divisions, but there is a multiplication. That means that I do this bit of my calculation first. So I do 10 times 5 times 2, which is 10. And then I read from left to right like a book. Okay, so I'm reading from left to right like you would a normal book. 4 plus 10 is 14. And that is my answer. Example number 2. Work out 20 take away 15 divided by 3. Okay, what have I got? Have I got any brackets? No. Have I got any indices? Not on this occasion. I have a division though, so I'm going to do that. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Then I'm going to put back into my sentence the numbers I have up here. And I'm going to read from left to right like a book, and 20 take away 5 is 15. Example 3. 10 take away 4 squared plus 5. So do I have any brackets? No. I do have indices in the form of 4 squared. So this is what I have to do first. So I'm going to put a little ring around that. and I'm going to do that bit first. Now 4 squared, remember, is 4 times 4, not 4 times 2, 4 times 4, which is 16. Then I've got a subtraction and an addition. Now you might think, well, I've got to do the addition first because the A comes first in my BIDMAS, but remember addition and subtraction are of equal priority, so you can just read from left to right. So I'm going to drop that 10 down here, put that takeaway sign there, put that addition sign there, and put 5 there, and I'm just going to read from left to right like a book. Okay, so 10 take away 16 takes me to minus 6, plus 5 leaves me at minus 1. So minus 1 there is my answer. Example 4. Do I have any brackets? Yes, so I've got to do the brackets first. So 9 take away 4 is 5. And then I'm just going to drop that 40 down and drop the division sign down as well. And then I'm just going to read from left to right. So 40 divided by 5 is 8. And 8 is my answer. Example 5. B for brackets. Do I have any brackets? Yes, I do. Let's sort out the brackets first. Okay. Now within those brackets, I have got 10 multiplied by 5 plus 4. So what do I need to address first within that bracket? Well, within that bracket, I firstly need to sort out the multiplication because that takes priority over additional subtraction. So I'm actually going to do 10 times 5, which is 50, and then I'm going to add the 4. So from that bracket, I get 54. So I've done my brackets. Do I have any indices? Yes, I do have some indices. I've got 3 squared. And 3 squared is 3 times 3, not 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 multiplied by itself. 3 multiplied by itself, 3 times 3 is 9. I'm going to drop that division sign down, and then I'm going to read from left to right. 54 divided by 9 is 6. 6 is my answer. Example 6. Work out 35 divided by 5 plus 4 times 3. Okay, I haven't got any brackets, I haven't got any indices, I have got a division and a multiplication in fact. Now remember, they are equal priority, so you can essentially do them at the same time. So I'm going to do my 35 divided by 5, which is 7, and my 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. And then I'm just going to drop that addition sign down. So my question becomes 7 plus 12, reading from left to right, 7 plus 12 is 19. Example 7. Brackets. Do I have any brackets? No. I have indices in the form of this square root 25. Okay, that is in fact a power, and you will know what power that is as you go a little bit further up the school, but for now please remember that that is part of I indices. So the square root of 25 is 5, so I've done that. Do I have any divisions? Yes, I do. So let's do that. That is 48 divided by 4, which is 12. But I also have some multiplications as well, which is going to just be this one here. So if I drop that 2 down here, I get 2 multiplied by 5, which I can do there. is 10. And just because it was a multiplication here and a division here, I've done them at the same time essentially because they are equal priority. So 2 multiplied by 5 is 10 and 48 divided by 4 is 12. So then I'm just reading from left to right. So it's really crucial that you read from left to right because of course you might end up in negatives, which of course we do here. So 10 take away 12 is minus 2. Example 8. Work out 13 take away 8 plus 5, take away the square root of 36. Okay, do I have any brackets? No, but I have the square root of 36, which is classed as indices. So the square root of 36 is 6. Now I've just got a load of subtractions and additions. So remember they are equal priority, so what do we apply here? We just apply the rule that we are reading from left to right. It is that straightforward. I'm not going to do the 8 plus 5 as a priority over the 13 take away 8. I'm just going to read from left to right. So once I've done my square root of 36 being 6, I've just rewritten the sum underneath. And I'm going to read from left to right. So I'm going to do 13 take away 8, which is 5, plus another 5, which is 10. And then I'm going to take away 6 to leave me with 4. Example 9. Now this one is a tricky one because the rules of BIDMAS are not as clear-cut as we'd like them to be. So with this one, you are actually going to do the, well, you can do the, let's do the index first. Let's do the 3 squared first. And that is 9. So this becomes 12 plus 15 over 9. Now, what does this line mean? Well, this line is a division. Now, division usually takes priority over addition. Because look, you can see it is here, division's here and addition is here. But in this situation, because we've written it like a fraction, where we've got a line in the middle and we've got a numerator and a denominator, we're actually going to sort out that top bit first. So it's like I'm putting this in brackets. So you're actually going to do that top bit first. 12 plus 15 is 27, and then I'm going to do my divide by 9, and 27 divided by 9 is 3. I'll show you where that confusion lies. If we were to rewrite this question in the way that we normally see it, like this, 12 plus 15 divided, instead of drawing that line, we use a division sign like this, you'd end up doing this bit first, wouldn't you? Because that's what the BIDMAS tells you to do, division before addition or subtraction. But because we've written it as a fraction like this, you sort out the numerators and denominators separately. And that's why we've ended up, it's kind of like putting them in brackets, isolating the numerator, doing 12 plus 15 to get 27, and then dividing by 9. So remember that that line, that horizontal line, means division, and you need to kind of isolate the numerator and denominator separately, and then do whatever the numerator is divided by the denominator. Example number 10. Okay, so here we've got lots of indices going on here. We've got the 6 squared and the 8 squared, and we've got the square root. Well, similarly to the last question, if you've got a square root sign like this, it's the same as basically putting what's on the inside in brackets, okay? I know the brackets are not there, but it's kind of like putting them in brackets. You have to treat them separately. So let's sort out that 6 squared plus 8 squared. Well, 6 squared is 36, 6 times 6. And 8 squared is 8 times 8, which is 64. And together they make 100. So my question becomes, what is the square root? I'm just bringing that square root sign back into the example. Square root of 100. And square root of 100 is basically saying, what number do I multiply by itself to get 100? Well, that is 10. Square root of 100 is 10. And that is your answer to that question. Question 11. Example 11. You will get some questions like this, where it says, insert brackets to make this statement correct. So you've got to put brackets in so that that part of the calculation is done first. So if we applied BIDMAS to this, we'd do the 3 times by 6, wouldn't we? Because multiplication comes before addition. You'd end up doing the 3 times 6, which is 18, and adding the 2. But that does not give 30, because 18 plus 2 is 20. So what part of this calculation do we have to isolate in brackets to be able to get to 30? Well, as I say, it's not going to be here, because 3 times 6 is 18, and 18 plus 2 is 20. It's not going to be that. So I think it's going to be this. Let's check. 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 times 6 is 30. Now it is correct. And example 12, insert brackets to make this statement correct. So we've got a lot going on here. 4 plus 2 times 10, take away 2 divided by 12 is equal to 4. It's just a matter of having a little play around to see where those brackets might go. So let's have a look. We've got a times here. Well, if I do the times first, that would give me 20, and 4 plus 20. Well, I can't do that really. 4 plus 20, well, I can, it's 24, but then if I take away 2 and divide by 12, that's not going to give me 4. I can't do this because 2 divided by 12 is not going to give me a nice number. I'm probably not going to end up with 4. So let's rethink this. Let's have a try at isolating these in a bracket. What does that give us? Well, that gives us 6, and then I'm multiplying by, well, if I multiply that by 10, I get 60. That's a long way from the answer 4. So I reckon I'm probably going to have to do something like this. So let's isolate that. What's 10 take away 2? It's 8. So I've got 6. 6 times 8 is 48. And then divided by 12. Yes, I think that gives me 4. So look, I've put brackets around the 4 plus 2 to give me 6. I've put brackets around the 10 minus 2 to give me 8. And then remember, even if there's a multiplication and division in the same number sentence, you work from left to right. 6 times by 8 is 48. 48 divided by 12 is 4. Okay, here are some questions for you to have a go at by yourself. So pause the video now, have a go at these, and then restart the video to see the answers. And here are the answers. Well done for having a go at those.